How's it going, gamers? Chongo here, and today I've got a gameplay commentary for you guys. The gameplay is of Assassin's Creed 4 on the PC, and today's commentary topic is going to be talking about the Xbox One launch and whether it has been successful, so let's get into it. Now first off, Celtic Man on D-Run sent me another link that was about the Xbox One outselling the Xbox 360 2-1 in the UK during its launch period, and this basically led me to make this whole video about whether the Xbox One has had a successful launch. So in my opinion, the Xbox One has had a successful launch. Just because the PlayStation 4 seems to be doing better doesn't mean the Xbox One launches was a failure, and from all accounts it seems like they're selling quite well, and I think it's quite interesting to see everything they had to overcome to, get to this point. I mean, they had to go through all the backlash, the DRM policies and always online, and basically, even though they've gone through and reversed all these policies, which I think was a really good idea by them, it's still, some gamers were like, they were trying to get away with something that they don't like, so I'm surprised that it's sold as many copies as it has. In my country, Australia, I can walk into an EB Games right now and buy an Xbox One. They've actually still got some in stock, but I can't say the same for the PlayStation 4. I have to wait until early next year if I wanted to get one, which is in the early shipment. So I think it's kind of interesting to see, how sold out the PlayStation is compared to the Xbox One, but as I said before, we're going to have to wait a while to see how close the sales are, but I think you'll find they are a lot closer than some people tend to see it, because people seem to think the PlayStation 4 has absolutely smashed the Xbox One, which it may be the case, but obviously we need to wait for more figures to find out if that's the case. Although most fanboys won't admit this, both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are very similar. Besides a slight hardware advantage to the PlayStation 4 and games, both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are very, very similar. I mean, yeah, there's different games, and that's just how consoles work, but systems as they're running at the moment, I think, are quite similar, and I think at this point most people are just going to pick a game or games that they like better on whichever system, and that's going to be the one they wish to buy. So I still think there's quite a large number of gamers who are still angry at Microsoft for trying to do always online. I know I'm still a bit annoyed that they thought they could do something like that, and they didn't really explain what they were doing, and that's basically what happened when their sales took a massive hit and why they had to reverse everything. And I do think it's good that they did change their minds, even if it was to get more sales. And I also think at this point it's going to take a while to tell, which one's going to be more successful. I mean, the Xbox 360 launched and everyone thought, this is going to be the best, it's the most successful, when I think at this point right now the PlayStation 3 has sold more copies than the Xbox 360, so it took a while for PlayStation to overtake Xbox, but it still happened, so it's going to take a while, heaps and heaps of years to find out what actually is more successful of these two consoles. But I think most of the PlayStation 4 early sales are going to be quite successful at this point because of not having DRM and always online requirements for the Xbox One first announced, and basically most gamers seem to think that Sony is on their side, given the fact that, they probably even had their own DRM system in place like Microsoft, but they just decided to change it up because of the backlash the Xbox One, or Xbox 720 before people knew what it was called, was receiving with all these rumors of always online and Connect always on, and all of these rumors were true, which I thought was very interesting, that at the time thinking, why would Microsoft do this? And then they went and announced it when they should have, at that point realized, people do not like this, we need to change this as soon as possible. So I wish Microsoft had have, never ever done that system. It'd be very interesting to see which console was selling better at that point, if, PlayStation hadn't been seen to be on the gamer side and Microsoft hadn't been seen to be greedy. So I think the next few years are going to be very interesting to see, what's going to move which console more. I think Titanfall is going to have a very good impact on Xbox One, mainly because if you don't have a gaming PC, how else can you play the game? There's no other way. I suppose Xbox 360, but it's not really going to be the best version, obviously. So I guess we're going to have to see if there's going to be any games that seem to move systems, although I do feel next year PlayStation seems to have some really good exclusives coming. I mean, we've got the Order 1886 as well as Infamous Second Son, some really good games coming out, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of years and basically which console sells more. Anyway, this brings me out of my video on whether the Xbox One had a successful launch. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and if you've got any comments, put them down below, and if you want to join the Gamerhood, just subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.